There's nothing that tests my consistency quite like the holiday season. How am I supposed to travel, visit loved ones, stick to my routine, eat lots of yummy food, enjoy myself, be present while showing up as the person I want to be so I don't end the year defeated? So that's what we're gonna talk about today. But first, I've gotta go run a race. I did not intend to do this, but I got a PR today, which is pretty sick. I think the first thing to do is to acknowledge the fear if you're feeling that way. I'm obsessed with the book Atomic Habits, and in it, James Clear talks about this idea of your environment and the impact that it has on your habits and your goals and your systems. I remember going home for the first time after college, and it was honestly so hard. It felt like I was slipping back into the person I used to be, and that really scared me. After reading that, it made sense to me why I feel that way, because it's easier to stick to my routine when I'm in the environment that supports that. And then when I go home, I don't feel like the environment supports the goals I have and the person I want to be in the same way that being home does. Having that understanding allows me to kind of reconstruct my routines in different environments, and just awareness as a whole makes everything better. If you understand why you're feeling anxious and why you feel like you can't show up in the same way on vacation or on a trip home to your parents' house or whatever it may be, understanding that gives you the power to make choices based on what you're experiencing. So for me in the past, a lot of the apprehension that I had with going home was around food and how I was going to navigate eating when I went home. I love my family so much, but when I go home, it is seriously go, go, go all the time. My parents are so busy and it can be stressful. It's like, what's going on? Who's doing what? What time are things happening? Like, it's crazy. And it's not necessarily a relaxing experience. Knowing that that's how it's probably going to be will allow me to make a plan so I can show up and feel a little bit more confident to handle the situation versus just showing up and being like, this is so stressful, so much is going on, I'm not doing the things that I should be. I can be like, okay, I knew this was going to happen. Here's how I'm going to navigate it, and here's what I'm going to do about it. Making a plan before you go on a trip is going to completely change the experience you have on it. Some habits that I want to keep doing, even when I'm away from home, are working out and moving every single day, eating the way that I feel good and the way that I like to eat, and also just be prepared for different situations and scenarios. This is all my groceries in this one box. I'm currently eating gluten-free, and I have been for the last 5 months. I also haven't been eating refined sugar. Doing that over the holiday season, especially when I go home and people are gonna be asking me like, why are you doing this? Why aren't you just eating what everybody else is eating? Honestly, some people don't care that much, but I know that there might be some questions that are like that. But I also need to have strategies in place so that I can keep living and doing the things that I want to do in my life. Just because I go home, it doesn't mean that I have to stop doing everything that makes me happy. Eating the way that I eat when I'm here, it makes me happy, and I don't want to stop doing it just because I'm going to my parents' house. Working out, moving my body, doing that makes me happy. It makes my life better and makes me feel better, and I don't want to go home and just not do that and end up not feeling good about myself or being home and associating those emotions with the place. In order to eat the way that I want to eat and move my body the way I want to move and also enjoy myself. Like, I don't want this to be the focus, right? I want to just keep doing the things that I'm doing here, but knowing how to translate it to a different location and a different environment is really important. Here's some different scenarios that I'm thinking that I could find myself in. When it comes to the holiday parties, I'm eating gluten-free and refined sugar-free, but I love making healthy desserts. And so the solution to my mom baking treats in the kitchen and to the holiday parties is to make my own delicious desserts that I love, that I can eat, and that I can share with other people. That's a strategy I'm gonna have going into that scenario. I'm going to plan on making healthy treats and healthy desserts to share while I'm home for Christmas. There's gonna be a 2-hour time change when I go visit my parents, and so just acknowledging that that's the travel day, and that's gonna play into place, but then just trying to get on my early schedule when I'm back in Ohio as soon as I possibly can. That's gonna make me feel my best. Getting up early, waking up early, and doing the things I need to do before the day begins, that's going to make me feel good, and I want to keep feeling good even when I go home, so I'm gonna keep doing those things and try and get on my routine and on my schedule schedule as quickly as possible, even with the time change. I love our Christmas Eve tradition of doing sub sandwiches and IBC root beer, but I don't need to eat the same thing that everybody else does. And the solution to that is to just get something that aligns with the lifestyle that I'm living. Instead of the IBC root beer, I can drink an Olipop or Poppy that's root beer flavored. And then for sub sandwiches, I can get gluten-free bread, or I can just figure out a way to have a wrap or do something different, but still be eating with everybody and being a part of the tradition and the environment, while also just being authentic to the lifestyle and person that I want to be. For eating out, I can look up restaurant details and figure out if things align. I haven't really made a decision on tracking macros. I could either intuitively eat or bring my scale and track macros there, but I'm willing to feel it out. As long as I'm doing all of the other things, I think I'll be fine to not track macros, but going into it knowing what I'm gonna do is gonna help me, so I gotta make that decision before I go. For the social pressure of people asking me, like, why are you eating gluten-free? Like, you don't really need to do that, or why aren't you eating sugar? I can just tell them exactly why. I've already kind of established that with myself. I feel so satisfied with the healthy desserts that I make that I'm not even tempted to eat any like highly processed refined sugar desserts. It's just like, why would I if I have all these other things that I love? Not eating gluten allowed me to make better choices when I was on my cut, and I just feel super good, so I'm going to keep doing it. And that's all I need to tell people if they ask me. You know, I don't have to have this huge long explanation. I don't really even have to explain myself. The reason can just be that it's the way that I want to live and I like it, and that's it. You can't expect other people to take care of you. It's not their job. I'm not expecting my parents to have a fully stocked fridge and a fully stocked pantry with all gluten-free things that I can eat. It's not their job to do that for me. The first order of business when I go home for the holidays is to go to the grocery store and buy the things and buy the foods that I love and that I'm gonna eat. I have to take accountability for my own lifestyle choices, and I just can't expect other people to do that for me. A great way to stay consistent is to just keep up your good habits. If you have certain supplements you take or certain things in your routine that are important to you, don't stop doing them just because you're in a different location. So bring those things with you. For example, I journal every single night, so I will bring my journal on my trip with me so I can write in my journal every single night. I use certain protein powders that I love that I'm gonna bring, and those are just little things that make a big difference in your experience day to day in a different location. I'm also training for some races right now, so having that goal is gonna also help me stay consistent even in a different location. This is something that doing 75 hard multiple times has really taught me. It doesn't matter where you are. If you have a certain schedule and certain tasks that you have to complete in a day, like it is a non-negotiable to your day to complete them, then you will. So having a race goal and a training plan that keeps me accountable is something that's really gonna help me when I go to a new environment to still tell myself, I don't care where I am or what else I'm doing today, this is something that I will accomplish. My mom is somebody who gets up every single day and works out early in the morning. She's an accountability partner for me when I go visit my parents, because I can count on the fact that she's gonna wake up and work out. So even if I don't have a structured plan in place for what I'm gonna do, I know at the very least that my mom's gonna work out and I can just do what she's doing if I need to. You can have accountability partners in that way, but you can also just combine good habits with quality time. For example, I know that I want to visit some of my friends from high school and catch up with them when I go home for the holidays. So knowing that, it's like, okay, let's go for a walk. Let's go do something movement oriented. My brother's been doing cross country, and so knowing that he's into running and that I need to run, I'm going to pair those things together. I'm going to say, hey Max, do you want to go for a run? We can do that together. Doing things like that are going to help me keep living the lifestyle that I want to, while also opening up opportunities for connection and to make memories with the people that I love. And then I think my biggest piece of advice is to just be patient with yourself. It's hard to be out of your environment, and it's going to take a little bit of time to navigate that. But hopefully each time you visit, each time you implement one of these things, it'll help you to feel more confident and more happy and excited about going home or going on that trip or leaving your comfortable environment and stepping into something that challenges you a little bit, but also allows you to create those memories, because the memories you make and the experiences you have are worth it to go be with your friends and be with your family and experience new things and make new memories. Implementing some of these things have helped me to be able to show up in those experiences and be present, because for so many years of my life, I struggled with that. And my mind was in a completely different place. I struggled a lot with food. It would honestly consume my mind, and it was really hard for me. It was really hard for me to be in these moments where I should be feeling happy and joyful and excited and spending time with my family and paying attention to the people around me, when all I could think about was what I was eating, what I was not eating, the food around me, or if I was or wasn't sticking to the plan. That is not the way that anybody should be living. Our goals are important, but we need to make sure that they aren't inhibiting us from being able to actually be the people we want to be, right? Because the best version of myself can go to a family gathering and talk to people and laugh and be present with the people around me. She's not like obsessing over the Jell-O. So implementing some of these tactics have really helped me in these types of scenarios where I'm not in my normal environment, to be able to be present and have a good time while also just like leaving the experience feeling like I handled that the best way that I could with the tools I was given. Nobody's perfect, but we're learning and we're growing each step of the way and each day, and it's all gonna be okay and it's all gonna work out. Keep the promises you made to yourself as best you can, but also go enjoy the holiday season. Have a wonderful time making memories with your friends and family. If you want to see how I'm applying these things in real time when I go home for Christmas and when I go to Thanksgiving, I share daily content over on Instagram, especially on my stories, where I'll share recipes and just how I'm implementing some of the tips that I shared in this video into my daily life. So if you want to see that, then you can go follow me over there. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.